beloved soul, there is a power within you so divine, so infinite, that when you tap into it, your entire life begins to align. You are not here by accident. You are not floating aimlessly through this life. You were chosen. You were sent. You are here on a sacred mission. And it's time you start acting like it. You are guided by divine intelligence, whether you realize it or not. At every moment of your life, there is a loving presence watching over you, gently leading you, patiently whispering to your heart. This guidance does not always arrive as thunder or lightning. More often, it comes as a quiet knowing, a soft pull in a certain direction, or a peaceful feeling when something is right. The more you learn to trust this inner voice, the more you will notice that everything begins to flow. You do not have to figure everything out on your own. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. There is a power within you and all around you that already knows the way. It sees the path ahead, even when you don't. It's not your job to control everything. Your role is to stay connected, stay open, and stay willing. When you surrender the need to force outcomes and instead allow yourself to be led by divine intelligence, miracles begin to unfold in the most natural and effortless ways. This intelligence is not outside of you. It is within you. It is the part of you that knows what is true before you have the words to explain it. It is the sense of peace that fills your heart when you're on the right path. It is the discomfort that signals something isn't aligned. It speaks to you through your intuition, through signs, synchronicities, and even through the gentle nudging of your own soul. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. Sometimes you may feel uncertain. You may wonder if you're making the right decision or taking the right step. But even in your uncertainty, divine intelligence is at work. It is shaping the timing, the people, the situations, all to help you grow into who you are meant to be. What looks like a delay is often protection. What feels like rejection may be redirection. What appears to be a closed door may actually be a pathway to something greater. When you are guided by divine intelligence, there are no mistakes, only stepping stones. Trusting this guidance requires you to let go of fear and choose faith instead. It means releasing the tight grip of worry and allowing yourself to flow. It means learning to breathe, to pause, and to listen deeply. The world may try to rush you, push you, or convince you that you're behind. But divine intelligence is never in a hurry. It operates in perfect timing. When you're aligned with that timing, things fall into place with ease and grace. Each morning when you wake up, you have an opportunity to align yourself with that higher guidance. You can start your day with a simple declaration. I trust the divine to lead me today. I am guided, supported, and safe. When you begin with trust, you carry that energy into everything you do. You begin to speak more gently, choose more wisely, and feel more peaceful. Even challenges become easier to face because you know you're not alone. Divine intelligence does not discriminate. It is available to everyone. You don't need to be perfect to receive it. You don't need to have all the answers or live a flawless life. All you need is a willing heart, a heart that is open to listening, a heart that is ready to be led. As you open up more and more, you'll start to see signs everywhere. Through people's words, through unexpected events, through a song on the radio, or a sudden feeling in your heart that says, this is right. But you may also be called to release what no longer serves you. Sometimes, being guided means letting go. Letting go of people, habits, beliefs, or situations that keep you small. This is not punishment. It is alignment. When the divine removes something from your life, it's because something better is coming. You may not see it at first, but if you stay in trust, it will always become clear. Your life is not random. Your journey is not without meaning. Every part of your path is purposeful. You are being guided to your highest good, even when it feels uncertain. There are lessons to be learned, beauty to be found, and wisdom to be gained in every step. When you act with love, speak with truth, and move with intention, you are walking in alignment with divine intelligence. So breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Feel the calm return to your body. You don't need to rush or worry. You are not lost. You are being led by a love that knows the way. And as you walk forward, step by step, that divine presence will always go before you, beside you, and within you, lighting your path, guiding your choices, and unfolding your life with sacred perfection. You are worthy of the mission that has been placed on your heart. You are not here by mistake, and the desires that live within you are not random. They are sacred whispers from your soul, planted by a higher power that knows your strength, your heart, and your potential. So often we question whether we are enough, whether we're strong enough, smart enough, brave enough to carry out the vision we've been given. But the truth is, if you have been called, then you have also been equipped. You do not need to wait to be perfect before you step into your purpose. You do not need to have everything figured out or every flaw fixed to be used in powerful ways. The mission is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about showing up as you are with an open heart and a willingness to grow. The divine chooses the willing, not the flawless. Your worth is not measured by how much you've achieved, how many mistakes you've made, or how long it's taken you to get here. Your worth is inherent. It's already within you. It cannot be added to or taken away. So many people wait until they feel ready before they begin. But readiness is not a feeling. It's a decision. It's a moment when you finally say, I may not know everything, but I trust that I am enough right now. When you choose to believe in your worth, something within you shifts. You walk taller, speak clearer, and love deeper. You stop second guessing yourself and start honoring the truth that lives inside of you. You stop comparing yourself to others and start celebrating your own unique path. Your mission will not look like anyone else's, because you are not like anyone else. You were created with a specific combination of gifts, experiences, and wisdom that no one else on this earth has. That is not a coincidence. It is divine design. The things you've lived through, the lessons you've learned, even the pain you've endured, they have all shaped you for this exact moment. Nothing has been wasted, not a single moment. Even your wounds have wisdom in them. If you find yourself doubting your worthiness, return to your breath. Return to your heart. Place your hand over your chest and feel your life force moving through you. That heartbeat is proof that you matter. That breath is evidence that your time is not done. You are still here for a reason. You are still here because your mission is still unfolding. The world needs what only you can give. Worthiness is not something you earn. It is something you remember. It is not about trying harder to be good enough. It is about allowing yourself to rest in the knowing that you already are. When you believe in your worth, you stop shrinking to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You stop apologizing for your dreams and start pursuing them with faith and fire. You stop looking outside of yourself for approval and begin to recognize that your approval is enough. You were made to shine. You were made to speak, to create, to heal, to build, to love, to uplift. You were not meant to play small, dim your light, or stay silent in rooms where your voice was made to echo. When you stand in your worth, you become a mirror for others to remember theirs. You don't just fulfill your mission. You inspire others to rise into theirs as well. Yes, there will be days when you feel unsure. There will be moments when fear creeps in, when the voice of doubt grows louder than your faith. But even then, You are still worthy. Worthiness is not a mood, it is a truth. It holds steady even when your emotions do not. On the days you feel low, lean into compassion. On the days you feel lost, lean into trust. And on the days you feel strong, let that strength remind you of just how far you've come. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not behind. You are right on time. Everything you've walked through has been leading you here. And everything that is coming will be shaped by the way you choose to honor your mission from this moment forward. Your life has meaning. Your voice has power. Your journey has value. So rise up. Not with arrogance, but with grace. Not with pressure, but with peace. You don't have to force anything. Just keep showing up. Keep saying yes. Keep believing that you belong exactly where you are. And know deep in your soul that you are, and always have been, worthy of the mission. Every challenge you face is a sacred lesson wrapped in disguise. It may not look like a gift at first. In fact, it may come with discomfort, pain, confusion, or loss. But beneath all of that lies something holy. A message, a breakthrough, a transformation waiting to unfold. Life is not punishing you, it is preparing you. Every experience is part of your soul's journey, and nothing is ever wasted. The difficulties you encounter are not blocks. They are bridges. They are invitations to grow, evolve, and awaken to deeper levels of wisdom within yourself. You were never promised a life without struggle, but you were given the strength to overcome, the grace to endure, and the resilience to rise. The moment you stop seeing challenges as something wrong and start viewing them as sacred lessons, your entire perspective shifts. You begin to move from victimhood to empowerment, from fear to trust, from resistance to acceptance. Think back to a time in your life when everything felt heavy, uncertain, or overwhelming. Maybe it was the end of a relationship, a loss of a job, a betrayal, or a moment when your world turned upside down. And yet here you are. You survived it. You moved through it. And if you look closely, you'll see that it changed you. It taught you something about yourself that comfort never could have revealed. It helped you become stronger, wiser, more compassionate, or more awake to the truth of who you are. The soul does not grow through ease alone. It expands in the soil of adversity. Just as muscles need resistance to become stronger, your spirit needs challenge to rise. This does not mean we welcome pain with open arms, but it means we learn not to run from it. We learn to meet it, breathe through it, and ask, what is this here to teach me? The lesson may not be immediate. It may take days, months, or even years to understand why something happened. But the understanding always comes when you're ready to receive it. Sometimes challenges arrive to teach you boundaries. Sometimes they teach you patience. Sometimes they show you where you've been abandoning yourself or staying too small. Sometimes they help you see your worth or remind you of what really matters. Other times, they come to gently close a chapter that your soul has already outgrown. And even when it feels like something is being taken away from you, trust that it is only making space for something more aligned with your growth. There is sacred purpose in every disruption. Every delay, detour, or disappointment is part of a divine realignment. Life is not punishing you. It is pointing you towards something greater. The pain is not the end of the story. It is a passageway to something deeper. And when you can surrender to the lesson, instead of fighting the discomfort, healing flows more freely. It's easy to be grateful when everything is going well. But real peace is found when you can be grateful even during the storm. When you can say, I may not understand this right now, but I trust that it's here for my growth. That is the energy that transforms everything. That is when life begins to respond differently, because you are no longer resisting, you're receiving. Challenges also strip away illusions. They reveal what's real. They show you who is truly there for you. They expose the habits or patterns that are no longer serving you. They burn away the unnecessary so that only the truth remains. And while that process can feel uncomfortable, it is also profoundly liberating. You may not always feel strong in the midst of a challenge. That's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You only need to keep moving forward. Rest when you need to. Cry if you must. But don't give up. There is light on the other side. And when you reach it, you'll look back and see that every step mattered. Every tear carried wisdom. Every fall taught you how to rise more gracefully. You are not being punished. You are being polished. Every challenge is shaping you into who you came here to be. So honor your path even when it's hard. Trust that the lessons are sacred even when they're painful. And know, in the deepest part of your soul, that you are being guided every step of the way. No matter what you are facing right now, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is a chapter of growth. This is a sacred lesson in motion. I am evolving. I am becoming more of who I truly am. And I will emerge from this stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. Your presence is a gift to the world, even if you don't always see it. Simply by existing, by breathing, by showing up each day, you are creating ripples of light that touch more people than you realize. You don't have to be the loudest in the room or the most accomplished person in the world to make a difference. Just by being authentically you, you are already offering something powerful, your energy, your compassion, your essence. So often people believe they have to do something big to matter. They think they must earn their worth through accomplishments, titles, or recognition. But you are not valuable because of what you do. You are valuable because of who you are. Your energy has a frequency that cannot be duplicated. Your laughter, your kindness, your intuition, your calm, your wisdom. These are all sacred offerings that only you can give in your unique way. When you walk into a room, you bring something with you, a vibration, and that vibration speaks before you say a single word. Your inner peace, your gentleness, your quiet strength, they are felt deeply by those around you. People may not always be able to explain why they feel safe, inspired, or comforted in your presence, but they feel it. You may not see the impact you have, but that does not mean it doesn't exist. Sometimes your mere presence is healing. Your energy alone can be a lighthouse for someone lost in darkness. A kind word from you, a smile, a moment of listening with love. These small acts can be monumental for someone else. You never know who needed exactly what you offered just by being there. Your presence is not just filling space. It's offering hope, connection, and light. You may underestimate yourself because the world often measures worth by external achievements. But the soul does not care about applause. The soul cares about alignment. And when you are aligned with love, authenticity, and presence, you are already fulfilling a divine purpose. You don't need to chase greatness. You simply need to show up fully as yourself. That is greatness. You may not realize that someone looks forward to hearing your voice, that someone feels seen and safe because of the way you listen, that someone has more courage to keep going because you offered a moment of kindness. You don't always get to see the results of your goodness, but it is working always. Your presence is not ordinary, it's sacred. You also don't need to be happy all the time to be a gift. Your vulnerability is a gift. Your honesty is a gift. Your willingness to show your humanity, your real feelings, your journey, your ups and downs, makes others feel less alone. When you share your heart, even your brokenness, you give others permission to be real too. And in a world so full of masks and pretending, that is one of the most beautiful gifts you can give. Never apologize for being who you are. Never shrink yourself to fit into spaces that can't hold your light. You weren't made to dim. You were made to shine. And not in a boastful or forced way, but in that soft, authentic, deeply rooted way that comes from within. You don't have to try to be the light. You are the light. You may think, but I haven't done anything special. But just look at the way you love, the way you care, the way you hold space for others. Look at the strength it's taken you to survive, to heal, to rise again and again. Look at how you keep showing up. That is special. That is rare. That is worthy of honoring. Your presence is also a reminder to others that it's okay to be who they are. When you stand in your truth, you give others silent permission to do the same. When you live with integrity and authenticity, you become a mirror for others to remember their own light. You don't just exist, you elevate, even when no one says thank you. Even when no one seems to notice, know that your presence still matters. The energy you carry changes spaces, softens hearts, and heals wounds. It's not always seen with the eyes. It's felt with the soul. So take a deep breath and remember, you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to perform. You are enough just by being. Your presence is a sacred offering, a breath of peace, a wave of comfort, a beacon of light. You are needed. You are seen even by the unseen. And every day that you rise, love, and simply be, you are already giving the world a precious, irreplaceable gift. Yourself. You don't have to chase anything that is meant for you. When you live in alignment with who you truly are, when you stand in your worth, honor your energy, and radiate peace from within, you naturally attract what belongs to you. The love, the opportunities, the people, the abundance, they all begin to flow towards you like a magnet. You don't have to run after life, begging it to notice you. You become the energy that life responds to. That is the power of attraction. Chasing comes from a place of fear. It says, if I don't pursue this, I might lose it. It is rooted in lack, in the belief that you are somehow incomplete without that person, that job, or that experience. But when you chase, you send a message to the universe that you don't believe you're enough on your own, that you don't trust the timing, that you think what you desire is outside of you, and that you must grasp for it to make it yours. But the truth is, everything you truly desire already exists on a frequency you can reach, not through striving, but through surrender. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So instead of running toward things, slow down, come back to yourself. Ask, what am I radiating? What energy am I living in? Am I honoring my value, or am I chasing validation? When you stop chasing, you create space. Space for clarity. Space for alignment. Space for what's truly meant for you to find you effortlessly. It's not about doing nothing. It's about doing from a place of power rather than desperation. You take inspired action from wholeness, not fear. You speak with confidence, not urgency. You show up fully, not to get something, but because you are something. There's nothing more magnetic than someone who knows their worth and is at peace with themselves. That energy is irresistible. It says, I am whole, I am enough, and I trust that the right things are already on their way to me. That kind of calm confidence draws in everything aligned with your highest good. People feel safe around it. Opportunities naturally find it. Even blessings you didn't expect are pulled into your field because of it. Let go of the need to control how things unfold. Let go of timelines and outcomes. Let go of constantly questioning whether it's working. Attraction is not instant. It is sacred timing. It's rooted in trust. A flower doesn't bloom by pulling its petals open. It blooms by being nourished and allowing the process. You, too, are blooming in divine timing. Keep watering your energy, your joy, your peace. That's what attracts the right things. You don't have to chase love. Real love doesn't run from you, it recognizes you. When you love yourself deeply and fully, you create a vibration that calls in love that mirrors that depth. You don't have to beg for attention, prove your value, or force anyone to stay. The love that's meant for you will come with ease, not confusion. It will align with your peace, not disturb it. You don't have to chase success. When you align with your purpose, commit to your growth, and trust the process, success naturally begins to unfold. It doesn't come from hustling in fear of being left behind. It comes from inspired action rooted in passion and trust. You become the kind of person success is drawn to because of your energy, not your effort alone. You don't have to chase validation. The need for external approval fades when you begin to approve of yourself. When you validate your own voice, your own choices, your own dreams, you stop needing others to do it for you. You stop performing. You stop people pleasing. You start living from a place of truth. And that truth pulls everything into your life that belongs in it. You don't have to chase healing. Healing comes when you make space for it, when you allow yourself to feel, to rest, to breathe. It doesn't need to be forced or rushed. The body and soul know how to mend. Your job is to listen, to honor the process, and to trust that you're being restored in divine timing. This is your reminder that the more you come home to yourself, the more the universe responds. You are the magnet. You are the signal. You are the lighthouse. The things you're seeking are already seeking you, but they will only recognize you when you are true to yourself, not when you're pretending, proving, or pushing. So stop running, stop chasing, start becoming. Become what you desire, become peace, become whole love. Stand still in your truth, and let everything meant for you find you with grace. When you stop chasing, you don't lose. It's when you begin to truly receive. You walk in faith, not fear, and that changes everything. Faith is not about having all the answers or being certain of every step. It's about trusting the journey, even when the path isn't fully visible. It's about knowing deep in your soul that you are guided, protected, and supported by a higher power that sees what you cannot yet see. Faith whispers, keep going. When fear screams, turn back. And every time you choose faith, you shift your energy. You align with divine timing. You move in a harmony with the life that is waiting for you. Fear is loud. It wants to keep you safe, but safety is not the same as growth. Fear says, stay small. Don't risk. Don't hope too much. It tries to convince you that discomfort is danger and that staying where you are is the best you can do. But your soul knows better. Your soul came here to expand, to heal, to create, to love deeply and live fully. Faith is the language of your soul. It says, there's more. You are more. Keep trusting. A walking in faith doesn't mean you won't feel afraid. It means you don't let that fear lead. You feel it, acknowledge it, and keep going anyway. Fear may be in the car, but it's no longer driving. Faith takes the wheel. It's the quiet courage to take one more step, even when the future is unknown. It's choosing to believe in the invisible before it becomes visible. You walk in faith when you trust the process, even during delays. You understand that divine timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't match your human timeline. You no longer panic when things don't go according to plan. You pause, you breathe, and you say, this too has purpose. That trust softens your energy. It brings peace. It draws in what's aligned. Instead of forcing what isn't, when you walk in faith, you stop chasing. You stop grasping for control. You realize you don't need to manipulate outcomes to receive what's meant for you. You don't need to beg, push, or panic. What is yours will come. What is aligned will stay. What is not meant for you will be gently removed, and you'll learn to bless the exit rather than mourn it. Because faith teaches you that release is protection, that endings make room for beginnings. You walk in faith when you believe in your own healing. You stop asking, will I ever be okay? And begin saying, I am healing every day, even when I can't see it. You trust that your heart knows how to mend, your spirit knows how to rise, and your body knows how to restore itself. You surrender the timeline and focus on the journey. You meet yourself with compassion instead of judgment. You become a safe space for your own becoming. Faith also shows up in how you speak to yourself. It shows up in the words you choose, the thoughts you feed, the beliefs you carry. Fear tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that something is wrong with you. But faith says you are whole, you are on your way, you are doing better than you think. When you walk in faith, your inner dialogue becomes kinder. You become your own encourager, your own advocate, your own reminder of truth. You walk in faith when you believe that your life has meaning, even in the mundane. That each day, no matter how ordinary, is part of a larger unfolding. That the little steps matter, that the waiting seasons are sacred, that growth is still happening even when it's quiet. You begin to see every moment through the lens of trust rather than fear. And that lens changes how you experience life. Walking in faith allows you to dream again, to hope again, to believe in miracles. You stop shrinking your vision to match your fear and start expanding your vision to match your faith. You give yourself permission to want more, not from a place of lack, but from a place of knowing you're worthy. You trust that the same power that planted the dream in your heart will help you fulfill it, that you are not alone in this journey. You are never alone. So keep walking, even if it's slow, even if it's trembling, even if the next step is all you can see. You don't need to have the entire map, just the courage to move forward. Trust that every step you take in faith is planting seeds for something beautiful. The path may not be easy, but it will be meaningful. And one day you'll look back and realize that faith was carrying you the whole way. Let faith be your compass, your anchor, your light. Walk boldly, walk gently, walk with the knowing that every step is guided, every moment is held, and everything is unfolding for your highest good.